Law of action. Action should culminate in wisdom. The Bhagavad Gita. Many of us work with personal issues or with larger social causes to try to make our world a better place in which to live. Involvement with groups in an attempt to achieve a goal is often frustrating. We often can attract others who seem sincerely committed to the concern at hand. We can make plans, but unless there is a visible crisis, it is often difficult to get people to carry through at the level of action needed to solve problems. It seems that we move from problem to problem without demonstrating the actions required to make significant steps towards solving the problems. Action inevitably involves some change in our behaviors. It requires discipline and an effort to make changes in our lives. We develop clever ways to avoid taking action. We deal with the trivia, the things we know how to do, and avoid the level of effort required to deal with more difficult problems, where the steps are not clear and the risk of failure is high. We are willing to settle for less than what we are or our institutions are capable of achieving. What we seem to have missed is the need to be able to determine our goals, to develop plans, and to strive to achieve these goals. When these actions are accompanied with positive thoughts and expressions of love, we are able to manifest and achieve our desires. Our problems seem to lie in several areas. Strange as it may seem, many of us do not know what we desire. We want to be comfortable, to get along, and not to have serious problems. But we may not have goals that are accompanied by the passion to achieve them. Goals and desires are the fuel for success. Our increased awareness of the importance of goals now is incorporated in management circles as developing a vision of where we want to be in the future. It is this ideal state that many of us cannot visualize or allow ourselves to dream about. A second problem is that we may not understand the actions or steps that are required to get to where we want to be. Knowing how to develop a program or how to take the many smaller actions that lead to our desired goals is an essential part of striving to achieve. We may not have the will to persist in our beliefs and actions when we encounter conflict or difficulty. Persistence and ability to stay with the dream constitute a critical part of success. Finally, we may not understand the relationship between the physical and the spiritual. While action is essential in the third dimension, it also must be accompanied by positive thoughts and expressions of caring and love. We may not realize that a variety of forms of help are available to us from the celestial world. We need only take the time to ask for this help. Ask and it shall be given must become a reality of our lives. El Morya speaks of the importance of the law of action in the following message. I greet you with the love of the Christos and the wisdom of the Buddha. I, El Morya, am pleased to bring to you the knowledge and the understanding of how to apply the universal laws in the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions. Application of these laws is possible through the law of action. In higher dimensions of time-space, such as the realms of the fifth dimension and higher, manifestation comes from thought and the expression of love emanating from within. In dimensions below the fifth dimension, such as the third dimension, in order for manifestation to occur, thoughts must be accompanied by action. That is because the third dimension is a three-dimensional existence and accompanies the physical world. Things that reside in the third dimension on Earth are all solid, liquid, or gas, even though the foundation for all has its origin in the etheric. Density comprises existence on Earth. It is important to remember this concept when living in a third-dimensional reality. The reason this is so is because third-dimensional forms need a greater force to assist them to reposition the electron into other existences. It is because of density that the law of action must be applied for manifestation to be realized more easily on the earth plane. An understanding of the law of vibration and the principles that underlie this law provide the way for humans to raise themselves out of a third-dimensional reality into higher ones. Thoughts and changed consciousness are the keys to a successful transformation. As consciousness is raised, an individual slowly begins to change his or her vibrational rate, transforming from the third dimension and moving eventually into the fifth. As one's vibration rate increases, the auric fields begin to align with the white light. The greater the light held within consciousness, the greater the power the person has to manifest things solely with the power of mind, accompanied by love. Before the vibrational frequency is raised to a high enough level, however, one must apply the law of action in order to manifest all that one wishes to create. The reality today is that many souls remember the time when they could just think things into action. They remember when life was not difficult and when their days were filled with pleasure, discipline, and dedication to self and group advancement. The world is different now. Many get confused because they are not living the lives of harmony, peace, contentment, and abundance that they know are possible. They have not realized this higher existence yet because their thoughts are not strong enough, and the light within them is not great enough to sustain a higher existence. Many wonder why there is still perceived pain and suffering in their environments. If I may be so bold, I will diagnose this situation. The reason individuals are not manifesting what they want to the degree that they wish is because they are not applying the law of action fully. Their souls remember an existence in Atlantis and other such realities when they did not need this law, but their minds have forgotten that they are now ingrained in a third-dimensional reality. If they apply more action to their dreams and focus their wills and emotions, all that they desire can come true. Earth is now in the transition from the third to the fifth dimension. Individuals presently residing on Earth carry vibrations ranging throughout all these dimensions, and even higher and lower ones. Those who have changed their consciousness successfully to match that of the higher dimensions display few to no problems in manifesting all that their hearts desire. Those whose vibrations match that of the third dimension or lower must understand that it takes action to move the electron to create what is in their dreams. Before Earth is positioned firmly in the fifth dimension, many more years must pass. It will, therefore, take individuals an equal amount of time to change their vibrational frequencies, because Earth and humanity are one. Because this is so, we advise that the law of action be taken seriously. By applying this law, more individuals will become co-creators with God and can bring heaven to earth. That is humanity's purpose for being. The law of action means that an individual must engage in activities that support thoughts, dreams, emotions, and words. A commitment must be made first, however, for this step supports the basic principle of the law of action. The commitment then is turned into a plan, and the plan then is supported by passion. Lastly, tasks need to be completed, because the action on the physical plane forms the bonds that connect all aspects of the energies working toward manifestation. Simply put, thoughts, emotion, words, and actions are the keys to God realization. But God realization also means, of you, you do nothing. It is the Father, Mother within you that does it all. Raising the light within, living a light connected to the higher self, putting into action that which you want from within, and applying discipline and willpower are the factors that set up the God force to work through you. Become one with this force, and the will of God will become one with you. Adonai, dear commanders of the force, I am El Moriai.